Look at how Xbox got all of you, because there was a lot of resistance from some hardcore Xbox fans. And I think it was more of the negative peer pressure from the PlayStation fans who kept, in a sense, goading or lording over exclusivity over their heads. I am the PC player, and I looked at that nonsense and I said, "Get the heck out of here!" This is my so-called, and I actually went after my own PlayStation fans in that regard because I saw a lot of dishonesty. But if you're being honest, I think at the end of the day, you kind of have to say that this business strategy is actually quite sound. This Xbox Wire, excerpt about this is an Xbox marketing campaign. It says at Xbox, we're building a future defined by player choice, where people can play their favorite games, discover new adventures, and connect with friends wherever, however they love to play. We also believe that gaming should be easy to access and available for everyone. So whether you have an Xbox console, play on PC, Samsung smart TVs, handhelds, mobile phones, Amazon Fire TV, or Meta Quest headset, with Game Pass Ultimate, you can play with Xbox. And then this is how they got everybody. All those PlayStation content creators, are you ready? In fact, you're probably reading this on an Xbox enabled device that can be powered on with the help of cloud gaming or an Xbox app for PC. And for the content creators, I know that you use your PCs to make your videos. Let me show you how easy it is. You just slide down just pretty much a few inches from that statement, click on your window, and if you want, type X. It's going to pull the Xbox app and you can open it. And you now have an Xbox enabled device. You can go ahead and select your games, and you can go ahead and either preload or download your games. If you choose that you do not want to preload or download a game via Game Pass, you can purchase the same game. I know there's a buy button on this freaking thing called Game Pass. And if that's what you choose to do, you can engage there. If you don't want to play it on Xbox's own platform, you can also go ahead and do the exact same thing with Steam. And you can pretty much make your way to these Xbox games. For example, what's coming out soon? Indiana Jones. And you can go ahead and get yourself a preload for Indiana Jones. You can look up your editions if you want to participate in this ecosystem, or you can go this route. If you don't want to go this route, you can go in with the console. If you don't want to go in with the console, you can go in with your cloud streaming capabilities. I think at the end of the day, it really does lend credence to the fact that this is a very, very innovative way to go. And I think Xbox not communicating this stuff early enough, because they were somewhat, hesitant, or there was a little bit of trepidation with the so-called fans. After a lot of the conversation had actually eventually, simmered down, it made sense that they would do this. I think this is actually late. But again, I think it's actually also appropriate at the end of the day, because this is what PlayStation feared. Do you all remember this? When PlayStation in their leaked documentation was talking about how the Activision Blizzard, deal had pretty much come to, in a sense, smoke them and pretty much expose that their business is outdated and behind the competition. PlayStation doesn't have anything like this set up. If you dig any further, anybody who is interested in figuring out this stuff, if you follow through and dig any further as to all what these documents were, leaning towards, it was leaning towards how even PlayStation was trying to, in a sense, figure out how they'd move, because there was a huge checkmate going on. And it's very obvious in this one statement here where it says leapfrog. It says Activision provides incredible strategic value across live service games, scale in mobile, and PC storefront. And then they said Microsoft can supply multi-game subscription, 50% multi-game subscription, 50%. So from a Game Pass perspective, where you can either get Game Pass on your PC, on your console, you can use your handheld device. Like anywhere you look, everywhere you want to go, you have access to Game Pass. It's just the way Steam had always provided access across the board on PC via Linux, via Windows, or whatever it is, right? And then they also went ahead and said, with the case of console, about 50%, and then with the case of PC, about 60%. So PC being either here, I can buy these games if I want. Where's my library has a series of games. This one was claimed on Amazon Prime for free. I don't know how I got this Century Age of Ashes. I don't know how I got Fallout 76. It probably was given away for free. I bought Gotham Knights when it came out. I bought the Xbox edition. It was very expensive compared to the PC edition. Metaphor gave a demo, and then when Xbox consoles were hard to get, this is I think before right after I bought mine. A friend, I got another notification from Microsoft saying I could buy an Xbox, so I bought that one. And a family friend wanted an Xbox, and so they paid me for it, but it came bundled with the game, so I picked MK11, and then Recore was given for free, and then this is the Starfield that I have. So I don't even have a big library on here, but it's still available to me based on games that I have. And so this particular, aspect really does allow for you, the gamer, to be able to engage in in as much as you want. I prefer to keep my library on Steam, but I also prefer to have, like, say, if you think about it, my good old games library for some strategic games that I just want to be able to, own the offline installers. So I think this is a very big deal at the end of the day. And then putting all of this stuff is actually really interesting. They said this is an immersive takeover. Yes, it is. It is an immersive takeover. You're no longer bound to your box. You can barely leave your PlayStation to play their games. It's it's radical, guys. To truly understand what an Xbox is, it's equally important to understand what is not an Xbox. To bring this to life, we had some fun and labeled "This is not an Xbox" on non-Xboxes in unexpected places, while also featuring our "This is an Xbox" campaign visual across San Francisco, Atlanta, Chicago, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, London, New York, and Berlin to highlight all the devices that are part of Xbox. And then they put out a video. This is a partnership. To further extend this, we've partnered with several brands, including Samsung, Crocs, Porsche, blah, 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 blah. The Samsung Smart TV. This has always been a thing, but now they're leaning into it. When I saw this, I think maybe 8-9 months ago, when some PlayStation Twitter and YouTube accounts were clowning on Xbox, saying, "Oh, you only use a Samsung TV." Bro, I like how game sales are pretty much exposing the so-called PlayStation community. Like, the game sales are literally making this whole PlayStation selling 65 million consoles look really jokey. It really is. Like, the craziest one was the Steam database numbers for Lego Horizon Adventures. I'm so shocked that this game, even with everything that PlayStation has tried to do for this game, look at the peak. I mean, okay, should we look at another Lego game? Let's look at maybe Lego Skywalker, right? Steam DB. And I'm sure this is probably something that, maybe Lego games don't do well. Well, I mean, what the heck, bro? Okay, it's Star Wars, I guess. But again, there's no other Lego game that I know of that is probably not a heavy hitter. Maybe Lego Incredibles. I don't know which Lego game would probably benefit more from taking a very close look at in terms of its charts. Okay, this one had a peak of 285. So I guess it's probably in that Lego, aspect. So this is beating it. Okay. So I guess not bad, but it's multi-plat too, so it may be able to make up for its games. But that's exactly what it is. If the game is not hitting in one front, you want it firing in another front. So perhaps Nintendo will carry this game. So it's not inherently, different from what PlayStation is doing, because I will see these arguments that say, what's the point in buying an Xbox? We can say the same thing for PlayStation. What's the point in buying a PlayStation? I mean, we can go ahead and basically use that same perspective, right? Because this PC that I'm actually using to actually make this video, this is my gaming build. When we look at the components, I don't see any reason why I should own a PlayStation. I mean, I own one. I still would love to own one. The one that I have is still fine. But I'm rocking, hardware that puts me in a position where I never need a PlayStation. 5800X 3D, 6800 XT. Again, anybody that says that, you have to basically ask them the same exact question. So what's going on? Gaming is becoming very ubiquitous across the board. And this is exactly where I think Xbox went ahead and checkmated PlayStation by creating the systems that can support games all over the place. Then the final blow was when they took Activision away from under their nose. Well, not under their nose, but they just took Activision, and now they don't have any strategic, leanings towards using and leveraging Activision to grow their platform. Instead, Xbox is now using it to grow their own platform, which is what makes it really much more of a dangerous proposition. And that's how they won the that's how they won the console war, by actually not playing it anymore. Peace out.